Okie dokie. In this video, we're going to be going through my waiting room case. These are discs that I haven't yet sorted into my collection. There are a couple from here that I've already sorted into the collection, but we haven't gotten to those in the other cases yet. One such example is Hannah on Blu-ray, but these are titles that I've got added to my collection recently and haven't sorted yet. One of them is out of order, like in the wrong position, because I wasn't paying attention last time I reorganized this particular case, because I forgot I had one of them, which is actually the second one I'm going to show, in my 4K player watching it at the time. So if it jumps from an alphabet title to a numerical title, that's why. Up first, we have 21 Jump Street on DVD. I want to try and get its sequel, 22 Jump Street. But the one that's out of place here is Blue Velvet, because I watched it. I was watching it Saturday and reorganized the case, forgetting that it was in my player. And so I didn't leave a space open for it, so I just stuck it in the space for 21 Jump Street's Blu-ray. And then we have 24 Season 5, Disc 1. All, I think 7 discs do look different, so I'll be showing them all. Here's this one. They have different characters on them, is what I mean. But, yeah. Then we have Disc 3 with this guy on it. And he looks familiar to me for some reason. Then we have Disc 4 with her on it. Disc 5 with this guy. And Disc 6 with this guy. And then Disc 7 is special features here. And it has, I think, all of those characters on it. Plus a couple others, because it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 9 characters on the disc, and only 6 of them were previously shown, I believe, or featured on discs. Then I also have Season 6 of 24, and the discs, once again, do all look different, but they have items instead of people this time. We've got handcuffs on disc 1, a helicopter on disc 2, the hazard sign or radiation sign on disc 3, a cityscape on disc 4, a gas mask on disc 5, disc 6 looks like it has either a GPS or some sort of, yeah, I think that's a GPS right there. And the bonus feature disc has a gun on it. This next one is one that I managed to triple format this last week, and that is 65, as in 65 million years ago. It's the Adam Driver as an alien visiting a prehistoric Earth world where he runs into the dinosaurs. And then we have 2010, the year we made contact, a sequel, I think, to 2010 or 2001: A Space Odyssey, right here. I have a space saved for a Blu-ray of that. For 65 here, I already have the 4K combo, so this disc, when I sort it in, which I have a space for it already, will just go right into its position, because I left a space for a DVD. And then we have Abominable, about the Abominable Snowman, and the cashier the person I had at the cashier stand when I bought this was very excited and said that it's one of his favorite animation titles ever. And then we have Amnesia. I have a space for a Blu-ray of Abominable and Amnesia. Then we have Attack Force and Into the Sun, a double feature with 2 spaces for individual Blu-rays there. Then we have The Russian Specialist and Conspiracy on the same disc here, with 2 spaces for Blu-rays of them. Then we have another double feature with Catherine, starring Sissy Spacek, and the Ballad of Andy Croker, starring Jimmy Dean, right here. And I have 2 spaces for Blu-rays there as well. Then we have Beetlejuice on Blu-ray, and I left spaces for a 4K of that, as well as triple formatting the sequel. Then we have Beowulf and Grendel, which is where that unintentional double feature is coming in, because the next disc, Beowulf the Director's Cut, was also in that case, but it was not listed on the case as being included. So there you go. And I have a space for a Blu-ray of that and the other one. Then I have a space for a DVD and a Blu-ray of Black Christmas, because I have a DVD of the remake, Black Christmas, and a space for a Blu-ray of it. And then we have Bloodlust, Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and Magic Mummy right here, with 2 spaces for Blu-rays. Then we have Clerks. This movie was put on my radar by The Floor game show. And I have a space saved, I think, for 2 sequels, because I think it was a trilogy. Then we have Chaos, with space for a Blu-ray. Club Dread, or Broken Lizards Club Dread, space for a Blu-ray. Then we have Coupling Season 1 with a single space for Season 2, because it's just 1 disc there for Season 1. Then we have Dead Men Walk, Mechanical Man. I guess this one doesn't have the same cartoon like it indicated. Anyway, and then The Monster Maker right here. 2 spaces for Blu-rays there. Then I have 4 spaces saved for Danny Phantom Seasons 1 and 2, because I have the third and final season here. Disc 1 and Disc 2. There's got to be a better way to hold these cases when I do this. And then we have Dark Skies on DVD and Blu-ray. When I specify a format, you can bet that there's going to be a alternate format as well. It's a pretty safe guess to make. Moving on, we have DC Superhero Girls Hero of the Year right there. Cartoon Craze presents Popeye Little Sweepy. It doesn't have a volume number on it, so that's why it's still in the waiting room case. But as you saw when we went through one of my previous cases, volumes 1 and 16 were both added to their positions already. Then we have Dead Men and Texas Rangers with 2 spaces for Blu-rays afterwards. Then we have Renaissance and Equilibrium with 2 spaces for Blu-rays afterwards. This next disc, I'm not sure if I've shown it or not, so I'm going to show it here, and it is Descendant and Roman, with 2 spaces for Blu-rays afterwards. Descendant is kind of weird. It's about a descendant of Edgar Allan Poe who gets so tired of being accused of being a serial killer that he actually becomes one. Then we have Doppelganger, right here with, I believe that's Drew Barrymore. Then we have Escape Plan 1 with spaces for a Blu-ray combo. And then we have 2 spaces saved for Escape Plan 2. And then we have Escape Plan 3, The Extractors, on DVD and Blu-ray. Right here. And we have Anna Karenina from the Cinema Classics collection. It's from like the 40s, I think. Space for a Blu-ray of that. Then we have a Farewell to Arms from that same collection. Also, I think from the early 60s or something. Then we have Les Mis 1935 and Les Mis 1952 on the same disc here, so I have 2 spaces for saved for Blu-rays there. Then we have The Sun Also Rises. These are all from a 20th Century Fox Classic Cinema collection. Space for a Blu-ray of that. Then we have Fast and Furious 6 on DVD and Blu-ray, which I believe we just covered, or no, which I believe I just talked about in my previous case here. But when I go to do sorting, I'll need to make sure I leave 2 spaces for a 4K combo, because this is a Blu-ray DVD combo and I want to get the whole franchise tripled up on 4K Blu-ray and DVD. Then we have a 5-movie collection with Out of the Woods, Where There's a Will, Fielder's Choice, Solomon's Choice, and Undercover Angel, all on the same disc here. I didn't leave spaces for Blu-rays of those. But up next we have The Grey with Liam Neeson on DVD and Blu-ray. Right there. Then we have Guilty Conscience with Anthony Hopkins, which should be interesting. Hardcore Henry. They never actually show Henry's face in this, so he could literally be played by any actor, but Hardcore gives you an idea of what caliber of action it has. It has a ton of action. It's like pretty much non-stop action sequences. Very, very cool. And then we have Heathers. This was an interesting movie. And oddly enough, she is not a Heather. She's a Veronica. And then we have Heaven's Prisoners, which I haven't yet watched, but am intrigued to check out. Then we have The Backup Plan. These last 4 titles all have spaces for Blu-rays. Same with the next 2 here, with The Bounty Hunter, or technically the next 3, The Bounty Hunter, and The Ugly Truth, and How Do You Know? These are all romantic comedies, I believe. But I have 2 spaces for Blu-rays for that double feature disc. Then we have Illegal Tender. Sounds interesting. Space for a Blu-ray. Then we have Iris. Of course, a movie with that title would have to be rated R because of the title. That's just personal bias there. I know I've known 3 Irises, and 2 of them have been extremely grouchy people. So I won't say which 2, but yeah, I've known a couple of grouchy Irises. So the movie by that title would have to be rated R in my mind. But I have a space for a Blu-ray of that. Then we have John Wick Chapter 4, which the DVD looks pretty much identical to the Blu-ray, I think, because I think the Blu-ray had the orange sign like this as well. So that's another one that can just be sorted right into its place after I show the case that it's in, because then I'd be showing it twice, or skipping over at that time. So I'll leave that particular title in the waiting room case until after I show the case that it's in anyways. And then we have The Kids Are All Right with a space for Blu-ray. Then we have Lake Placid with a space for Blu-ray and Lake Placid 2 DVD and Blu-ray. But I don't have any of those 3 discs yet. And then we have Letters to God, which has the Dove family approval seal of approval, and honestly, it just looks kind of cute, so I got it. Then we have Mandy, another one of those killer doll stories like Annabelle and Child's Play, space for Blu-ray. Then we have Man on Fire with a space for Blu-ray. Denzel Washington. Courage Under Fire, space for Blu-ray. And The Siege, space for Blu-ray. Then we have Material Girls, space for Blu-ray. Apparently, Hilary Duff has a sister, and they're both in this. I didn't know she had a sister. Then we have Mission Impossible Rogue Nation on DVD and Blu-ray, with 2 spaces for triple formatting, as well as spaces to triple format Mission Impossible Fallout, Dead Reckoning, and Final Reckoning, which Final Reckoning is very good. Then we have Mrs. Henderson Presents right here. Interesting movie. Mystic Pizza, space for a Blu-ray. Then we have a space for a DVD of this next title, which is Observe and Report. Then we have An Officer and a Gentleman, Special Collector's Edition. As if a collector like me would get any other edition if he had the option. Space for a Blu-ray of that. Then we have Pan's Labyrinth, which I hope has English dialogue and not just Spanish like the case indicates. Disc 1 and Disc 2 with spaces for triple formatting. Then we have A Perfect Day with one Rob Lowe, current host of The Floor series, space for Blu-ray. And then we have 2 spaces saved for the 25th anniversary of Phantom of the Opera and 1 space saved for DVD of Love Never Dies, which is a sequel to it. That's why it's under P for Phantom. Then we have War for the Planet of the Apes on DVD with 2 spaces for triple formatting. The Resident with a space for Blu-ray. Rollerball with a space for Blu-ray. Salt with an existing Blu-ray already in position. Sarah's Choice. Missing with spaces for triple formatting. And with that one, the reason it's under S is because I'm putting it right after Searching, because it's in the same vein. It's kind of like Glass Onion is for Knives Out, sort of, where it's 2 of the same type of story, where someone goes missing and has to be found. In this case, it's I believe, stepmother that goes missing, and the stepdaughter has to try and track her down. And then we have The 7-Year Itch on DVD. I already have a Blu-ray for it, so I don't need space for that. Then we have The Shallows with a space for a Blu-ray. Taken 3 on Blu-ray. Taylor Swift Journey to Fearless on DVD, Shout Factory. I was really excited when I saw that. I was like, Taylor Swift on DVD? Okay, cool. Then I got another DVD of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974. This is a special edition right here. I still have 2 spaces to triple format it though. Then I have a space for a DVD of This Means War. And then we have Tom and Jerry movie, The Fast and the Furry. Other animals. And then we have Tower Heist on DVD and Blu-ray. Right here. followed by Twilight Zone, the movie. My dad wasn't as excited as I thought he would be when I showed him that. He loves Twilight Zone, the series. Then we have Van Helsing, the London Assignment prequel to the live-action movie. This is animated and features the voice of Hugh Jackman. Although the live-action movie did come out first, this one is set before that movie. And then I have a space for Blu-ray of that, and a space for DVD of Waiting, because here is Still Waiting, which is why this is under W for Waiting, because I want to keep the series together. And last but not least for now is White Chicks. You might be wondering why it's called White Chicks if there are two black men on the disc. I believe they disguise themselves as white chicks. I think they're federal agents and they disguise themselves or something. But anyway, that is all the movies that are in my waiting room case. And that is a slightly longer video because I had to show all the discs. None of them looked the same or no one disc looked the same as another with the same title at least. But anyway, I am going to end the video here, and like I said in my previous video, I'll be back either probably later tonight with a Children of Corn ranking, but in order to do that this afternoon, I'll have to revisit number 6 because I think I only got about halfway. So yeah. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, please. And I'll catch you in the next video. And don't forget to keep talking movies.